Test. Testing. Test. 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 Testing. Testing. Test. 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 Testing. Test. 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 Testing. Test. 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 Test.
Test one, two. Test one, two. It's in and out. It's in and out. Test one, two. Test one, two. Test one, two. Yeah, you could check.
Put this mic in there and see what happens.
Test one. You have it on mute, I think. Do you? Oh.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What are you doing? Oh.
To check.
It's a pack.
Okay, so give her back your mic.
Can you, that's Palmer.
This is a farmer.
Yeah.
That's her, this is her power pack and that's her headset. So, yeah, give that
No
back.
problem.
Yeah, good. Ay, ay, ay. that I introduced last week. We're going to also continue with that just to open up Shabbat. It goes like this. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Again. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya 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 la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya 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 la 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 again. Ya la 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 la. 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 Ya la 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 la.
Welcome to Temple Beth Sholom. I'm Robert Davis, one of the rabbis here. This is Cantor Siegel. Rabbi Amy Morrison's back there, and Alan Caves. Thank you so much for the beautiful music. Welcome to this beautiful Shabbat evening. And let's take a moment as we feel the music of Shabbat as it kind of stays with us at this moment. Let's just take a moment and greet each other and welcome the people around you. And when I call your attention, come back, okay? Beautiful. Good Shabbos, everyone. One of the great things about having an Oneg Shabbat afterwards, you give you more chance to greet each other and meet each other and share some thoughts and feelings with each other. So we're going to continue with the kindling of Shabbat candles and Kiddush. It's found beginning on page 2, and I want to invite up Lisa and Hugo Morales to lead us in those blessings, page 2.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner lehadlik Shel Shabbat.
Torah portion, as Rabbi Morrison's going to teach us and study with us a little bit later, it talks about making choices in our lives. And we can take the grape that Hugo is holding up, and we can squeeze that grape, and we can turn it into bitter vinegar, or we can turn it into sweet juice. Hugo's holding up a cup of sweetness to remind us that it's all a choice what we do with our lives.
And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth.
Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon, hinchilanu, zikaron lemaaseh vereshit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim ki hanu vacharta veotanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai v'kadesh hashabbat. Amen.
L'chaim, and good Shabbos. And now I'll ask you to Adonai, for our rock and deliverer. Let's come into God's presence with praise. Let us raise a shout for God in song. For Adonai is a great God, the great ruler of all divine beings. Lechu Naranana, page 12.
Lechu Naranana l'Adonai, Nahariya, let's soar Yishenu. Lechu Naranana l'Adonai, Nahariya, let's soar Yishenu. Nekadmo fonav b'toda,
We continue Lecha Dodi, page 20, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela. Shamor v'zachor v'ribor echad, Ki hishmianu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'limhila. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela. Likrat Shabbat, Lechu v'nelcha, Ki mekor habracha, V'rosh mikedem nesucha, Zov ma'aseh v'machshavat tchila. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela. Hitoreri, Ki va'orek u'mi'ori, Uri, shir daveri, Kevod Adonai, alayich nicha. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Nekavela.
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam b'simcha u'betzola, Toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nekavela.
In preparation for the Baruch Hu, we continue page 29, There is One.
There is one who sings the song of his own life, finding everything within himself. There is one who leaves a circle of herself and sings the songs of her people. Sings the song of her people. Yana nine and nine and nine. Yana nine and nine nine. Yana nine and nine nine. Hey, together. Yana nine and nine and nine. la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la.
Page 30. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chokma poteach sha'arim uvitfuna mishanei itim umachalif et hazmanim umisader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or uma'avir yom umevi layla umavdil ben yom uvein layla Adonai tzvaot shemo el chai v'kayam yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai HaMa'ariv Aravim.
Page 32. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
As we meditate now on the words of Shema, we think about the oneness of the universe, our connection with each other, with all of the creatures, with the plants and the animals and the sun and the stars and the moons and all of existence as we know it and all of existence that's beyond what we know. And we connect as well with the past, the future, and especially with this moment right here, the present. As we meditate on that oneness, words of Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. Ve'ahavta, page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lechtecha v'derech, uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha, uv'shartam le'od al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, uv'tavtam על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
You'll turn to page 39, and you'll see on page 39 at the top of the page this line that says, standing on the parted shores of history. Now, usually when we think about the parted shores of history, or at least I think about the Red Sea splitting, that moment when our ancestors were standing at that very complex moment of the curses that were behind them of slavery and the perceived blessings that were in front of them in the promised land. But when I think of this moment, parted shores, I think about that dilemma when we're right in that moment between the past and the future. That's the parted shores, the way I understand it. That at every moment in our lives, we're at that moment. What are we going to do? Right? Not the next step, but what are we going to do right now? And right now, what we're going to do is count our blessings that we are free people, which is what the Micha Mocha does. It asks us to recognize that freedom is there if we can recognize it. So we all have our parted shores. Let's figure out what we're going to do right now. My suggestion is let's celebrate a little bit of freedom. Micha Mocha, page 40.
Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha nedar b'kodesh, Norati Lord, O Sefer, Norati Lord, O Sefer, Malechutcha ra'u vanecha, Bokeh hayam lifnei Moshe Miriam, Zeili anu ve'amru, Zeili anu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh, v'ne'emar ki fad Adonai et Yaakov, u'ge'alo miyad chazak mimenu, baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Page 44, the bottom of the page. Those who keep Shabbat by calling it delight will rejoice in your realm. The people that hallow Shabbat will delight in your goodness, for being pleased with the seventh day you hallowed it as the most precious of days, drawing our attention to the work of creation, Yismachu.
Ay day 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 day, ay day 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 ay day day day, ay day 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 day, ay day 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 ay day 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 day. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg. Kadosh Shvi Shabbat, Kulam yisbu v'yitangu mituvecha Shabbat, Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg. V'hashvi Ratzita bo v'kidasho Shabbat, Shabbat. Chemdat aminoto karata Shabbat, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג. זכר למעשה וראשית שבת. זכר למעשה וראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג.
Beautiful. We continue now with HaTefilah, the central part of the prayer service. The Avot V'Imahot is found on page 46, and then we continue on the even number pages. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. And after we finish the first couple of prayers, we invite you to remain standing if you wish, or to be seated to continue with the Amidah, with the standing prayer, and we do those prayers silently.
Yalla lai 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 Adonai. Yalla lai 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 sfatai tivtah. Yalla lai 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Yalla lai 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 Adonai. Yalla lai 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 sfatai tivtah. Yalla lai 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Yalla lai 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 Adonai. Yalla lai 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 sfatai tivtah. Yalla lai 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah rav lehoshia. Morid hatal, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim ve'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Bichamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech meimid, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lahachayot ha'kol, Baruch atah Adonai, b'chayei ha'kol. Atah kadosh u'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahlelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. This evening at sundown is Rosh Chodesh Elul. This is the month that precedes the High Holy Days, and it's that preparation time with its themes of renewal and return. And Jewish tradition points to the very name of the month as symbolically appropriate, since the Hebrew letters of Elul are an acronym for the words in the verse from Song of Songs 6.3, Ani ledodi v'dodi li, I am my beloved's and my beloved is mine. And believing that beloved in this case refers to God, the rabbis took this verse to describe the loving relationship between God and the people Israel. So our prophetic readings during this time describe how God and Israel rediscover and reconnect with each other, the way that we are told to do as well. And that love slowly intensifies during the High Holy Day season. Rabbi Naomi Levy said, "The new moon of Elul is about soul searching. What do I need to prepare in my life? What relationships do I need to heal? How far have I strayed from the call of my own soul?" And so tonight on page 349, we will sing that acronym, that acrostic, Dodi Li, for the coming of Elul.
Dodi li vani lo haroeh bashoshanim. Dodi li vizot olam min hamidbar. Mizot olam min hamidbar. Dodi li. Dodi li vani lo haroeh bashoshanim. Dodi li mekuteret mor ulimona. Dodi li. Dodi li vani lo haroeh bashoshanim. Dodi li bashoshanim. Dodi li.
Take a few moments now to pray a Misha Barak, a prayer of healing for friends and family, for those who might be here or at home or in the hospital who are in need of renewal of body and renewal of spirit. If you have someone that you would like added to our prayers, I'll ask you, if you're able to please stand and mention those names out loud so that everyone in the congregation might be able to hear the people for whom you're praying and can add those names into our hearts as well. And we've been asked to mention these names as well. Gail Ossip, George Lublin, Donald Krasner, Jason Albert, Lenny Hecht, Bill Meadow, David Siegel, Judith Ryder Cornelissen, Lisa Benray, Muriel Dubrow, Marta Leva, Marilyn Sheffman, Randy Aronson, Shirley Aronson, Sylvia Levitsky, Roberta Ty, Vicki Engelman, Sherry Werbin, Richie Harris, Doris Oleski, Amos Naman, Arlene Lessel, Maria Bernard, Gabrielle Desaunier, Chana Sarah Bat David, Chava Leah Bat Hadassah, Nina Burstein, Ella Rubel, Joanna Lees, Bill Jean Smith, Linda Lee, Gladys Lawrence, Esther Bat Zissel, Marty Winston, and Ethan Jeremiah Bolus. And we continue to pray on behalf of the American and Israeli soldiers who are missing in action, being held captive, or in need of physical and emotional healing. We pray together, Misha Barak, page 253.
Mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
In a few moments, we're all going to be standing for the Aleinu, which is found on page 282. But in preparation for that, we're also going to pray a Shekianu, this blessing where we count the miracles that we actually made it right to this moment. In fact, we have this grammatically incorrect tradition. In Hebrew, it's grammatically incorrect, that when we arrive someplace in a car, my family says, Higianu, which is one of these words in the Shekianu, that we have made it to this place, we've made it to this moment, we've made it to this season. And for those of you who know what it's like to drive in Miami traffic, that in itself is a blessing. But I'm going to ask a few of you in just a moment to stand up, and I hope that I don't embarrass any of you. But even if I do embarrass you, we're all going to be standing up for the Aleinu in just a moment anyway. So anyone in the congregation who is willing to greet after services someone who's new to the temple, who's never been here before, who's willing to walk up to that person and say, Shalom, how you doing? What's my name? If you're willing to do that, stand up. Okay. That is beautiful. So, If you've never been to this synagogue before, I want you to look around. And all of you that are standing, look around right now, because if you've never been to this synagogue before, I ask you to please rise. Okay, beautiful. So we know our jobs now. I'll ask anyone who's got a birthday to please rise. Anyone who has an anniversary, anything good that you're celebrating in your life, if you are able to say, Higianu, I made it to this moment, which we all did, which means we all have to stand up. Let's all stand up together, and let's count our blessings that we're able to make it to this moment.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Once more. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
And if anyone would like to come up here and be closer to the ark, closer to Jerusalem, you're welcome to come on up here as we turn to page 282 for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol la'teit gedula liotzer bereshit shelo asanu kegoyeh ha'aratzot v'lo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama shelo samchalkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam va'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malechei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'ya'adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo
echad. Please be seated. Take a few moments now to remember all those who came before us, those who may have died in years past at this season, and those who may have died in recent days. As a congregation, we remember all those who died in the Shoah and the Holocaust. Remember all those who died making sure that our homeland, Israel, exists for us and for Jews everywhere. Remember all those who perished in the name of liberty, freedom, justice, and righteousness. And remember all the innocent victims of hatred, ignorance, terrorism, and of natural disasters. On this Shabbat, we remember friends and family whose yortzites are being observed and whose names have lovingly been inscribed on plaques which are in our alcove of remembrance. On this Shabbat, we remember Adolph Austin, Carl Mitchell Bauman, Estelle Berman, Herman Berman, Irving Byrne, Bernard Bessman, Morris Broad, Marilyn Gould Chait, Bernard Cohen, David Drucker, Sally P. Ehrlich, William H. Fetter, Charles Goldstein, Harry Gross, Ruth Buxbaum Guskin, Eli Katzen, Louis Kennan, Jesse A. Kimmel, William Koresh, Albert Lefton, Leon Levinson, Bessie Miller, Joseph Mondros, Pepe Morgenstern, Donald Natapow, Henry J. Orman, Barbara Plager, Alex Pollock, Lawrence Charles Porter, Jacob Press, Chaim Rose, Herbert Rosenstein, Hedwig Beck Saul, Samuel Schlesinger, Ilana Shari, Marcia Siegel, Mary Jacob Siegfried, William Suskind, George Sutcliffe, Rita Hepps Tambor, Jenny Thal, Charles Wasser, Rose Winkler, Helen Yowit, Sophia Zeplowitz. And remember as well the following friends and family whose yortzites are being observed at this time: Murray Simon Becker, Minna Benson, Kate Bergman, Lila Berkson, Lee Buck, Solomon Budebo, Alvin Berger, Mishael Caspi, Esther Kuhn, Stella Dublin, Arthur England Jr., J. Frank Fine, Eduardo Gabrieloff, Abraham Geckham, Anna Gelb, Gladys Golden, Henrietta Gordon, Rose Grossman, Sonia Haas, Ernest Harris, Stephen Horwitz, Stephen Jacobson, Harry Karp, Jean Karp, Abraham Karp, Robert Cassell, Sheila Kasowitz, Ida Kessel, Ralph Covell, Rose Lichter, Yocheved Lipsky, Beatrice Melitz, Edith Perkel, Deborah Rand Bial, Elaine Rosen, Sam Rosen, Kate Root, Diane Salmonson, Andrew Schultz, Sonia B. Schwartz, Simon Silberg, Sally Herman Silvers, Louis Stark, David L. Stember, Marlene Stone, Joseph Vodanos, Sidney Weisberg. And we remember as well those who died in recent days, and their families remain in the Shloshim of mourning in the 30-day period of mourning. We remember Stuart Lessel, Donald Ira Kaufman, Sylvia Cohen, Annalie Pollock, Michael Kropp, Seth Joseph. And if there's a name that I haven't mentioned, you're in a period of mourning, you're saying Kaddish, you have Yortzeit, I'll ask you to please rise and mention those names out loud. And please remain standing as we're going to join together for Kaddish in a moment. Thank you. Thank you. Zecher Tzadik Livracha, may the memory of all the righteous in our lives be a blessing as we recite with one voice words of Kaddish, and we rise together, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei rabbah, v'yalma divrach erutei, v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon, uv'chayei t'chol beit Yisrael, b'gala v'zman kariv v'yimeru, yehi shmei rabbah mivarach le'olam olamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, shmei kusha b'richu. Le'ila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran b'yalma v'yimeru. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'asei shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru. Amen. May the source of peace grant peace to all of you who mourn, comfort all who are bereaved, and send healing to all who are saddened, as together we say, Amen. Please be seated. I'd like to invite up Karen Rebo, who's now just a member of our board, but she is the immediate past president of our congregation, to wish you good Shabbos.
Shabbat Shalom. God, it's the middle of summer. Look at how many people are here. This is amazing. If you enjoyed tonight, I invite you to come back tomorrow morning at 9:30 for Torah study. It's a great opportunity to study with the clergy. And then services are at 10:30 in the chapel. In 2 weeks, we have our first welcome back dinner after services. It's a potluck. And you will need to bring some food and RSVP, and the details are in here. It's just a wonderful way to come together after services and enjoy a wonderful meal. Brotherhood has a kickoff at the Betsy Hotel. It's supposed to be a very cool place, and that's August 30th. So for you men out there who want to get together and eat a premium cut meat selection. Whoa. $45, I hope that's a big piece of meat. And then we are going to kick off the high holidays on Saturday, September 1st with Slichot. And I haven't seen the film, but I understand it's a very powerful film. It's called Foxtrot. It will be shown here. This was Israel's nominee for the best foreign film. So we will show the film, followed by some food, and then Slichot services. And then finally, I want to just announce, on October 29th, we are going to have a golf tournament. And you don't need to play golf to participate, right, President Graff? We are looking for people who want to help sponsor this. I think there's going to be a dinner. Is that right? Yes. So I hope you'll sign up. This is going to be a really fun evening and fun day, even if you don't play golf. So that's it. And finally, I just want to welcome, I'd like to ask you all to stand. Our young people who are with us, stand again, please. Come on, don't be shy. You weren't shy at camp. These are our Israeli staff who are with us this evening, who were staff at 6 Points Sports in Greensboro. Who was in Greensboro? I'm going there tomorrow. Okay, cool. 6 Points Sports and Camp Coleman. Who was at Camp Coleman? Yay. And finally, Camp Judea in Hendersonville? Yes. So they're with us this evening, and I hope you will go up to them and thank them for taking care of your children. How did our children behave this summer? Amazing. She was paid to say that. So anyway, welcome, and to all of you, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. I also don't want to forget to let you all know that our teens who went to Israel this summer are back, and we welcome them home as well. So this week, you do not have an incorrect paper in your prayer book, although many of you who are regular Saturday morning Torah study goers think you do. Please take out this sheet, this daf. Everyone should have one with, and if you don't, Rabbi Davis is handing them out. And I thought that we would have a little ta'am of Torah study, a little taste of Torah study. Not necessarily to entice you to come tomorrow morning, which you should. Not necessarily to show you what you're missing out on, which you are. But also just for us to engage in some Torah. As I look around the room, I notice that many of us are not the usual group that comes together. And it's really nice to have a night like tonight where we can study together, and it really is a unifier. So I want to let you know that I put these sheets together to look like a page of Talmud. Talmud is one of our texts that comes after the Torah. On a page of Talmud, there is a Torah text in the middle, and then commentary all the way around it. But one of the best things that I learned about Talmud is the commentary around it does not have to be specific people who know more than other people. Now it is codified, it is published, and so those people have become the ones who know the most. But the fact is that at some point they were just commenting on the Torah, and it became written down. So tonight, I invite all of us to become the commentators. Every single thing we think, and any of you are brave enough to say out loud, deserves to be on this page of Talmud. So tonight, let's begin. If you look at the green box in the middle, the mint green box, and I love to give them flavors and colors, you will see that the Torah portion this week is called Re'eh. Re'eh comes from Devarim, chapter 11 through chapter 16, and you see the verses there. So if you want to delve in deeper to the literal text, you can go there when you get home or during Oneg or any point. So I'm going to go ahead and read, so I don't have to pick on any of you to volunteer. So you don't have to, you can all take a deep breath. No one's going to be called on, except maybe Alice and Jeff. Okay. In the very first words of the portion, Moses challenges the people as he sounds one of the great recurrent themes of Deuteronomy. We are free to choose, and our choices have lasting consequences. And this is a citation. See, this day I have set a blessing and a curse before you. That is to say that on this day's path, we will come to many a crossroad, and we need to choose our direction with care. So this text stresses, we're going to put the page down for a second, that we need to pick our direction with care. But what the text doesn't explain is how do we choose which direction to actually take. Think of a time when you stood with 2 or even more options in front of you, having to decide which route to take, which way to answer the question, trying to assess what choice would best serve you, your family, and your heart. So don't raise your hand, because I told you this is not participatory. But how many of you think that once you made the decision, picked that route, attempted to answer the best you could, you actually made the correct judgment? Just think about it. And then I ask you, what if the notion of correct is really about perspective? If you go to the second part of the green box, I'll read that aloud. When we stand staring at the horizon, we see many things. At times, however, that's not the wise thing to do, because there's something closer that claims our attention, the ground we stand on, the walk we are walking. It's so difficult for us to place ourselves in the text when you think of a text as not timely, as you think, well, this was written way back in time. It's not us, it's not me. And yet the rabbi's job and the job of all of us tonight is to say, this is me, this is talking to me. We are at a crossroads. Rabbi Davis spoke of it. You didn't bring your umbrella in tonight. Is that a blessing or a curse? Well, for some of you who I know very well, you hate the rain, and it's a curse. And yet, for some of us, it's a blessing. For kids, for instance, jumping in the puddles might be a blessing. For the grass, it might be a blessing. For our farmers, it might be a blessing. For traffic, it's a curse. But think, what if we took our real life decisions, every single one that we have every day, and tried to think of both sides? It is very difficult to think of the hard things in our lives as blessings. I almost tempt not to say any examples because you're already thinking them. How can that be a blessing? Some way, somehow, I hope that we find how that's a blessing. I want us to read the Rabbi Chaim Stern quote, the light blue cloud quote on the left. As I walk the path of my life today, let me remember from time to time to look up to the stars, but let me not miss the flowers growing along the road on both sides. Some of you may be saying, typo, and I know who you are, and I put it there so that you'd find it. What is the idea? Actually, I'll start with a story. Has anyone ever heard the story of the water carrier? Rabbi Davis and I were talking about this, who's walking back and forth, and there's a hole in her pitcher. And the curse could be that by the time she got to where she was going, the pitcher was empty. But as she walked back and forth each day, she noticed that flowers were growing on the path beside her, that it actually watered this path and beautified the path. And what once was a curse was at the same time a blessing. When we think about all of the ways that we're challenged, Rabbi Stern challenges us here to focus in different ways, two different ways. He says, look upwards towards the stars. Do you think he's speaking of constellations? You can just nod. I won't even ask you to talk yet. Is he speaking of constellations, of the beautiful universe that we're a part of? Maybe. But when you study this a little bit deeper, I believe he's talking about godly or divine concentration. Do we let our decisions be impacted by what we think God or the world is thinking about? Then he reminds us, don't miss the flowers growing along the road, seeming to say, lest us forget that we are creatures on this earth and not just of the heaven. We've talked about this in text study before. There are 3 lights in every sanctuary, 3 windows in every sanctuary. There are all, and I'll tell you the answer, because it's a Devar Torah, not a Torah study. We've got short time. There is always going to be the eternal light in every sanctuary, reminding us of the light of God and the Torah. There is always going to be a menorah in every sanctuary, reminding us of our heritage, of the Mishkan, of our people wandering. But what is the third light in every sanctuary that's supposed to be in every sanctuary? I'm waiting for not Alice to answer. No, Alice is right, and it's a very interesting thing. Alice, say it a little bit louder. Alice, say it a little bit louder. The windows. We are reminded constantly when we are in prayer that we are not just to be mensches, good people, Jews in our seats, but out on the street as well. We are reminded that if we're blessing God in here, we bless God out there. That if we sit here and act in a way that is not savory, that is not a good way to be, that we should change our actions when we go out onto the street because we are representing those who are in this room. So I ask you to look at the third quote, the black quote at the bottom left. A tzaddik is one who lives Torah, not one who preaches it. Your actions, not your words. You have to be Torah. Your habits, your motions, even your motionless way of being are what count. So when I visit tzaddikim, I go not to listen to their interpretations of Torah, but to see how they behave from waking to sleeping. Say you find $200 on the ground. It's laying in an open parking lot. There's no cars or people around it to claim it. You pick it up. At this point, the Talmud actually calls this hefker, or ownerless property. But what do you do with it? So think what you would do with it. Would you seek out a homeless person to donate it? Would you give a huge tip to a waiter or a waitress? Would you deposit it in your daughter's college savings account? Would you get a well-deserved massage? You don't have to vote out loud, so take what you want with that. But maybe, if you're like me, it's not exactly clear. In fact, most decisions in our lives are not black and white to what is the correct answer. It's about perspective, interpretation, and intention. Deciding whether something is a blessing or a curse has to do with how we interact with it. Are we going to make it into a blessing or into a curse? In other words, what if every decision, every choice, everything in our lives could be viewed as either a blessing or a curse, depending on how we evaluate it? Not our neighbors, not our spouse, not our synagogue, not even our rabbis, but how at that moment, with the most information we have going, can we look at every decision? Now I'm going to ask you to raise your hands, okay? Good job, Rabbi Davis. He already raised it. Raise your hand if you can think of something in your life, you won't have to share, that is both a blessing and a curse based on how you decide. I think that if I waited longer or was more impatient, that more hands might go up and more of us may think of this after the sermon is done, which is the point. We have things like divorce, a blessing or a curse, a learning disability, blessing or a curse, a loss of a job, a blessing or a curse, a child with special needs, a blessing or a curse. We look at this quote by Baldwin, which you can find, this will be one of our last quotes. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. We get nowhere by not trying to at least look at our life as blessings. We get depressed, we get upset, we get angry, we hold grudges, all normal, all things that I do, and I'm sure you do. But if we try and we put our intention towards turning, towards shuv, to shuvah, towards turning our intentions of what is happening to us as happening with us and how do we work with it, we have a better chance at coming out, learning something more, and being a happier person. As we enter into Elul this evening, tomorrow as well, I ask you these additional questions. What happens if we do pick the wrong route? What if something changes from a blessing to a curse or the other way around? What if only in retrospect we understand that it was a blessing or a curse? The month of Elul is all about introspection. What have we done wrong? What would we do that we would change? What do we still have time to do before the metaphoric gates close, the metaphoric book of life is written in? A lot of bad things happen to a lot of good people. How do we take those things and turn them so that we can learn at least a lesson from them? Bad things are going to happen. I wish that they wouldn't. But as we go into this high holiday season, I hope and I pray, and this Shabbat, let it be so, that we can look at our lives as a series of blessings and not curses. We can look at ourselves as being somewhat of a pioneer and not a victim. May we move forward into this next week as someone choosing to live a life of blessings and not of curses. And let us say, Amen. We'll conclude tonight's service with the singing of L'Ador Vador. And I invite Rabbi Davis and Cantor Siegel up here, as is our new custom to sing together, which I wanted to institute, so we're doing it. We're singing this because it's a new custom tonight because I'm on. We're singing this, we are gifts and we are blessings, are the first words of the song. It's talking about how we are the people who create our future. And so I invite you to please rise. We're going to sing the verse and then teach you the chorus.
We are gifts
And we are blessings. We are history in song.
We are hope and we are healing.
We are hope and we are healing.
We are learning to be strong.
We are learning to be strong.
We are words and we are stories.
We are words and we are stories.
We are pictures of the past.
We are pictures of the past.
We are carriers of the wisdom.
We are carriers of wisdom.
Not the first and not the last.
Not the first and not the last.
L'Ador Vador.
L'Ador Vador, Nagi God Lecha. L'Ador Vador, we protect this chain. From generation to generation. L'Ador Vador, these lips will praise your name. L'Ador Vador, Nagi God Lecha. L'Ador Vador, we protect this chain. From generation to generation. L'Ador Vador, these lips will praise your name.
Shabbat
Shabbat
Shalom.
Shalom.